The desert was quiet that night, too quiet for a planet filled with human cities, machines, and constant noise. But on the far edge of Sector 11, where only broken highways and abandoned gas stations remained, a strange storm formed in the sky. Wind twisted. Sand lifted. A bright red flash tore the darkness apart. From that flash, she arrived. A tall, pale figure stepped out of the collapsing vortex. Her eyes glowed like liquid silver, scanning the empty land around her. Her dark hair flowed behind her like smoke, and her long coat fluttered in the wind. She looked almost human, except for the sharp fangs she tried to hide behind sealed lips. Her name was Virana, a rare alien species humans didn't know existed, a Vampirian, and she was starving. Virana placed a hand on her chest, breathing heavily. Her thirst burned like fire inside her veins. On her homeworld, she had access to life energy, but here on Earth, that energy was hard to find. Only a few humans carried the kind of rare biofrequency she needed. And if she didn't find one soon, she would lose control. Far away, a motorcycle's engine echoed. A single human was heading down the old highway, unaware that a predator from the stars was watching. His name was Ethan Hall, a mechanical engineer who worked night shifts and preferred silence over crowded places. He looked tough, but his eyes carried a hidden sadness. Tonight, he was returning home from a long shift, hoping to forget the problems that kept building in his life. As he rode closer, his headlight revealed something strange. A tall woman standing, alone in the middle of the highway. Ethan hit the brakes hard. The motorcycle slid, tires screeching. He stopped only a few meters away from her. "What the? Are you okay?" He called out, lowering his bike's stand. Virana didn't move. She just stared at him with hungry, glowing eyes. Ethan felt a chill. Something was wrong. He stepped closer, slowly. "Hey, you're bleeding?" Virana looked down. There was a faint crack in her skin, glowing red like magma. It wasn't blood. It was energy leaking out. She was getting weaker. Her voice trembled as she spoke. Man, you carry a rare frequency. I can sense it even from here." Ethan blinked. What?" She took a step toward him. He took a step back. Virana's fangs slipped into view before she could hide them again. Ethan froze. "Okay. Nope. You're what are you?" "A Vampirian," she whispered, her voice soft but shaking. "A traveler from another star. And I am starving, human. I need life energy." "Your energy?" Ethan swallowed hard. "So, you're going to kill me?" Her expression changed. Pain, desperation, shame. "No, I do not kill. I only take a little energy from the willing. But if I do not feed now, I will lose control. And then I cannot promise anything." The desert wind blew between them. Ethan's mind raced. He should run. He should call someone. He should do anything except stand in front of an alien vampire. But he didn't single quotes T, because in her voice he heard something unexpected. That fear, that not of him. Fear of herself. What happens if you lose control? He asked quietly. Virana closed her eyes. I become something I hate. Something wild. Something dangerous. I do not want that. She was trembling now, barely holding herself upright. Ethan took a slow breath. So you need an offer? She nodded. Just enough energy to stabilize. Then I will leave. Ethan looked at her glowing cracks, the shaking in her hands, the pain in her face. And he made a decision that even he didn't understand. All right, he said. I'll help you. Virana stared at him, shocked. You would offer your energy to a creature you do not understand? Ethan scratched the back of his neck. Well, When someone's about to pass out in front of me, I don't exactly walk away. For the first time, Varana's eyes softened. She stepped closer, placed a cold hand on his shoulder, and whispered, "This is a dangerous offer, human. You may not remain the same after this." Ethan forced a small smile. "My life isn't exactly perfect right now. A little change can't make it worse." Varana leaned in slowly. Her fangs brushed against his neck. Ethan's heart pounded like a drum. Her cold breath sent a shiver down his spine, and then she fed. Not with violence, not with hunger, but gently, carefully. Like someone afraid of breaking something fragile. Light flowed from Ethan into her, glowing red and silver. Her cracks faded. Her strength returned. And her eyes softened, almost grateful. When she pulled away, she whispered, "You saved me." Ethan felt dizzy, but alive. "Glad I could help." But before they could speak more, the ground trembled. Something else had arrived, something hunting her. And now, hunting him too. Ethan backed away. "Tell me that's not your friend." Varana's eyes filled with dread. "No, that is my enemy." The desert shook again. Something massive was coming. The desert trembled again, stronger this time. Ethan staggered, trying to steady himself after the strange energy transfer. His legs still felt weak, and his vision flickered for a moment. But Varana stepped in front of him, protective now, no longer the starving alien vampire, but a warrior preparing for something terrifying. Ethan whispered, "What's coming?" Varana didn't look back. Her silver eyes scanned the darkness. "A void hunter, one of my kind, but corrupted. They serve the ancient ones of the dark nebula. They track my species across galaxies. And they never stop." Ethan blinked. "So basically, a monster hunting a monster?" "No," she said quietly. "A monster hunting a refugee." The wind howled, carrying strange echoes. The sand rose in spirals. And then, red lightning cracked across the horizon. A shape appeared. Huge. Twisted. Wrong. It crawled on 4 limbs, taller than a truck, but its skin looked like it was made of shifting shadows. Glowing lines crawled across its body, pulsing with sick, dim light. In place of a face, it had a smooth surface that reflected everything around it, like a black mirror. Ethan whispered, "Okay, that thing is nightmare fuel." The Void Hunter lifted its head and spoke in a voice that sounded like broken metal scraping against stone. "Varana, you cannot hide. Your energy signature is known. You belong to us." Ethan felt terror coil inside him. He stepped back, looking for any place to hide. But Varana didn't move. She stood firm, her coat whipping around her like a dark banner. Ethan tugged her arm. "What do we do? We run, right? Please tell me we run." "No," Varana said, voice cold. "If we run, it will chase. If we hide, it will hunt. There is only one choice." Ethan stared at her. "Fight?" She nodded once. The Void Hunter surged forward with impossible speed. Ethan barely had time to react before Varana shoved him aside and leaped into the air, her body glowing with renewed red energy, the energy he had given her. She moved like a shadow, striking the monster with a burst of heat and force. The impact shook the ground, but the hunter barely flinched. It swung its massive limb, hitting Varana mid-air. She crashed through a half-buried highway sign and rolled across the sand. "Varana!" Ethan ran toward her. She pushed herself up, coughing. "Stay back." "Ethan, this creature is beyond your world." The monster turned its reflective face toward Ethan. He saw his own terrified reflection staring back. Then it spoke again. "Human, you carry her energy. You are marked. That makes you valuable." Ethan felt his stomach twist. "Valuable? For what?" The creature's claws dug into the sand. Extraction. Verana's voice sharpened. Do not touch him. She launched herself forward again, this time with a high-pitched screech that made Ethan cover his ears. The sound wave hit the Void Hunter, sending ripples through its body. It stumbled backward, its shadowy shell cracking. For the first time, the hunter growled in pain. Ethan's hope rose. You can beat it. Verana didn't respond. She was already in motion. Her claws extended, slashing glowing trails through the air. She struck again and again. Each hit faster than the last. But the creature adapted. Its reflective face twisted and reshaped, absorbing the impact of her hits. Then, in a blur, it shifted behind her. One massive claw wrapped around Verana and slammed her into the ground. Ethan's breath caught. No, the creature pinned her, its voice rumbling. Surrender. The Ancient Ones demand your return. Verana struggled, but the hunter's weight was crushing her. Ethan looked around desperately. A rock, a broken pipe, anything and then he remembered something. When Verana fed on him, he felt a spark inside his body. A strange warmth. A pulse of alien energy like hers. Maybe he didn't just lose energy. Maybe he gained something too. Ethan took a deep breath. Okay, this is stupid. This is crazy. But I'm already in too deep. He ran toward the creature. Hey! Over here. He shouted. Both Verana and the hunter froze. The Void Hunter turned toward him. Human, you overestimate yourself. Let's find out, Ethan muttered. He lifted his hand, not knowing what he was doing, only hoping that the spark inside him would answer. And it did. A faint red glow formed around his fingers, the same color as Verana's energy. The hunter recoiled. Impossible. A human cannot contain vampirian energy. Verana gasped. Ethan, don't. Your body is not ready. But Ethan thrust his hand forward anyway. A burst of unstable light exploded from his palm, hitting the hunter directly in the chest. The monster staggered, its body flickering like broken holograms. Ethan fell to his knees, dizzy and shaking. His heartbeat raced, too fast, too strong. Verana broke free and leaped back to his side, grabbing his shoulders. You fool. You could have died. He managed a weak grin. Well, looks like I'm full of surprises. The Void Hunter steadied itself, its cracked form repairing slowly. This wasn't over. Verana looked at Ethan, her face serious. Listen to me. You must run now. If the hunter takes you, it will rip my energy from your soul. And that will destroy you. Ethan shook his head. I'm not leaving you to fight that thing alone. You must, she insisted. You are my responsibility now. The hunter growled, preparing to strike again. Verana pulled Ethan close, whispering urgently, Run to the abandoned bunker at the edge of the desert. I will follow. I promise. Ethan hesitated, but the hunter charged again, and Ethan had no choice. He turned and ran into the desert night while behind him. The alien vampire and the nightmare creature clashed in a storm of red light and black shadows. The desert night swallowed Ethan as he ran, his boots sinking into the loose sand with every step. His heart hammered wildly, not just from fear, but from the strange energy inside him that pulsed like a second heartbeat. It felt hot, almost alive, and every few seconds a red flicker flashed behind his eyes. He didn't know if that was good or bad. He only knew one thing. He had to reach the bunker. Verana spoke of behind him. Thunder-like booms echoed. Red sparks and black shadows lit up the sky as Verana and the Void Hunter clashed again and again. Each impact shook the ground. Ethan didn't dare look back. If he did, he might stop running. After several minutes, his legs nearly gave out. And then he saw it, a half-buried bunker entrance hidden behind old rocks. Rusty metal. A faded symbol he didn't recognize. It looked abandoned for decades. This must be it. Ethan pushed the heavy door. It groaned loudly, but opened enough for him to slip inside. The bunker smelled like dust and old metal. Dim emergency lights flickered. The air was cold and dry, as if no human had stepped inside for years. Ethan leaned against the wall, gasping for breath. What is this place? He murmured dot. He walked deeper. The hall opened into a large room filled with strange equipment monitors. Consoles, scanners, strange wires, and old military crates. Most of the tech looked Earth-made. But some pieces definitely weren't. A console beeped softly when he touched it. A hologram flickered to life, showing a rotating image of a creature similar to Varana. Ethan's eyes widened. So humans already knew about her species. The room suddenly felt colder dot before he could explore further. The bunker door slammed shut dot. Ethan jumped, panic rising, but then he heard footsteps. Soft, quick, urgent footsteps. Varana appeared at the entrance, her long coat torn, her face bruised. Her silver eyes were dim, and red cracks glowed faintly across her skin. She looked exhausted, but alive. Ethan rushed to her side. You made it. Are you okay? She leaned against the wall, breathing hard. I held the hunter off long enough, but it will find this place soon. They always track energy signatures. Ethan frowned. So we're trapped? No, she said. But we need answers. And this bunker may hide them. She walked to the hologram, touching the projection with trembling fingers. This is not human technology. This is alien tech. My species? We never visited Earth officially. Yet someone here studied us. Ethan felt a chill crawl down his spine. You mean humans knew about your kind? Someone knew, she whispered. Someone who tried to understand Vampirian energy. But why? And how long have they been observing us? Ethan touched the console. Files flickered to life, showing encrypted messages, energy patterns, and photographs of different alien species. But one file made both of them freeze. Project Nightfall Human Vampirian Hybrid RESE. Stomach dropped. Hybrid? You mean mixing humans with your species? Varana's eyes widened, full of fear. That is forbidden. It is dangerous. No human should contain Vampirian energy. What you did earlier was impossible. Ethan felt the energy inside him pulse again. His fingers glowed faintly red. Is this what they were trying to create? He asked quietly. This place. Varana whispered. This bunker. They experimented here. The lights flickered violently. A metallic voice echoed through the bunker speakers. Energy signature detected. 2 targets located. Ethan froze. That's not the hunter, right? No, Varana said, stepping forward. That voice belongs to the bunker A. Aye. The AI continued. Subject Varana identified. Vampirian energy levels critical. Subject Ethan Hall. Anomaly detected. Energy integration 14%. Hybrid resonance rising. Ethan's heart stopped. He turned to Varana. 14%? What does that mean? She stepped closer, placing a cold hand on his chest. It means you are changing, slowly, but dangerously. Ethan swallowed hard. Am I? Turning into something like you? Varana didn't answer immediately. She looked into his eyes, searching for the right words. Finally, she said, a Vampirian bond is spiritual. Our energy was never meant to live inside a human. But you gave me energy willingly. And something ancient responded. He stepped back, trying to process it. So what happens now? Do I grow fangs or something? Varana shook her head. No, something much worse. Before Ethan could ask, alarms suddenly blared. Boom. Dust fell from the ceiling. Another explosion rocked the bunker. The void hunter had arrived. Its voice echoed through the thick metal walls. Verana, human, you cannot hide. Ethan's pulse screamed. It's breaking in. Verana grabbed his arm. We cannot fight it in your state. We need to escape through the lower tunnels. She dragged him deeper into the bunker. But as they reached the next hallway, the AI spoke again. Warning, lower level sealed. Unknown organism detected below. Verana froze. Unknown organism? Ethan took a careful step back. What kind of organism? The AI replied. Project Nightfall prototype. Containment breached 18 years ago. Status, active. The ground shook again, this time not from the Void Hunter. A heavy growl echoed from the depths of the bunker. Slow. Deep. Hungry. Ethan felt his skin crawl. Please tell me that's not what I think. Verana raised her claws, her voice low and tense. No, Ethan, it is worse. Much worse. The lights flickered. Something massive moved in the darkness ahead. Something that should never have existed. And now, Ethan and Verana were trapped, the Void Hunter behind them, and a forgotten experiment in front of them. The growl from the lower tunnels rolled through the bunker like thunder, vibrating the floor under Ethan's feet. It wasn't like the Void Hunter's metallic screams. This sound was alive, wet, animalistic, starving. Verana stepped in front of Ethan with slow, controlled movements. Her silver eyes focused, her claws extending, glowing faint red. Stay behind me, she whispered. Ethan nodded, swallowing hard. Is this thing another alien? Verana shook her head slowly. No, this one is half human. Ethan's breath caught. What? You mean Project Nightfall, actually? Yes, she said. They created something. A hybrid. But hybrids cannot survive long. They lose themselves. They become unstable. Another growl shook the walls. Ethan whispered, terrified. Then how is it still alive after 18 years? Verana didn't answer. She didn't have to. The answer walked out of the shadows. Something enormous crawled into the hallway, its shape distorted, its limbs too long and bending the wrong way. Its skin was a mix of pale human flesh and dark vampirian patterns that pulsed like living veins. Its face. Ethan's blood ran cold. Its face was almost human eyes glowing red. Mouth stretched too wide. Fangs like broken blades. It sniffed the air and looked at Ethan. And smiled. Verana whispered, Nightfall prototype. A human who survived what you are beginning to experience. Ethan felt sick. That thing was like me? No, Verana said sharply. It was forced. You chose. That makes you different. The creature crawled forward, its voice a horrible mix of human and alien. Who? Man-een. Re. It sniffed again, this time toward Verana. Vam. Pyrian. Gy. Then its head jerked toward Ethan again. B.O. Verana hissed, stepping forward. Back away. She slashed upward, a clean, sharp arc of red light. The creature shrieked, a sound piercing and broken. But instead of retreating, it laughed. A horrible, distorted laugh that echoed across the bunker walls. Ethan clenched his fists. Verana, you can't beat that thing alone. You cannot help me, she said quickly. Your energy is unstable. You use it again, it will burn you alive. The monster lunged. Verana moved faster, almost invisible, meeting it mid-charge. Her claws cut deep into its torso. Black and red energy sprayed from its wounds, sizzling against the floor. But the creature didn't stop. It grabbed her arm with unnatural speed and hurled her across the hallway. She crashed into a metal crate, denting it completely. Vyrana. Ethan ran toward her, but she held up her hand, blood running down her chin. "I'm fine," she whispered. Even though she wasn't, the Nightfall monster turned toward Ethan now, its long limbs scraping metal as it walked. Ethan stumbled backward. Stay away." The creature sniffed him again. Then it spoke, clearer this time. "You are becoming like me." Ethan froze. His heart felt like it stopped beating for a moment. "No," Ethan whispered. "No, I'm not like you." The monster's head twitched violently, bones cracking. "You will be soon." Varana roared, slamming into the creature from the side with all her strength. Her claws ripped into its neck, tearing muscle and alien flesh apart. "You will not touch him." The monster shrieked and slammed her into the ground. It pinned her. Claws rising to strike, Ethan acted without thinking. "No." His hand glowed bright red, brighter than before. The energy burst outward, wild and uncontrolled. A shockwave blasted through the hallway, throwing the monster off Varana and smashing it into the far wall. The lights exploded. Sparks showered the floor. Ethan fell to his knees, clutching his chest. The burning sensation cut through his entire body. Varana crawled toward him. "Ethan, I told you not to use your energy." I didn't have a choice," he gasped. She held his face. Her cold hands trembled. Her voice cracked for the first time. "You are killing yourself. Every time you use it, your human body breaks a little more." Ethan stared at her, his vision swimming. "Then tell me how to stop it." She looked away. "There is no stopping it. The only way is to remove my energy from your soul." Ethan's blood ran cold. "How?" "You will not like the answer." Before she could explain, the bunker ceiling cracked. Boom. The Void Hunter crashed through the upper wall. Shadows swirling around it. It landed with a thunderous impact. Metal twisting beneath its feet. Ethan's heart dropped. The hunter's blank, mirror face scanned the scene. The wounded monster, the damaged bunker, the blood. Then it spoke. "Two anomalies. Both valuable. Extraction mandatory." Varana snarled, stepping between Ethan and the hunter. "You will not take him." The hunter tilted its head. "Correction. Both subjects are required. The hybrid and the creator." Ethan whispered. "Creator? What is it talking about?" Varana's face went still. The hunter continued. "The human Ethan Hawley carries a rare form of Vampirian resonance. A compatibility never seen. He is the key to completing the Nightfall program." Ethan felt the world sway. "Me? Why me?" Varana looked at him, eyes full of something he had never seen in her before. "Fear." "Because," she whispered, voice shaking, "you are the first human in history who can survive my energy. Something even the Nightfall prototype could not do." The bunker trembled as both monsters stepped closer, one born from human curiosity, one born from galactic darkness, both wanting Ethan. Varana pulled him close. Her voice broke into a whisper. "I will not let them have you." But the hallway shook again. The hunter raised its claws. The prototype roared, preparing to strike. The hallway exploded into chaos. The Void Hunter leaped from the broken ceiling and slammed into the ground, sending a wave of dust rolling outward. Its metallic body shimmered with dark energy, its razor-sharp claws humming like vibrating blades. Across from it, the Nightfall prototype screeched with a hunger that had been growing for 18 years. Its twisted limbs scraped the floor, leaving burning marks behind. Both creatures turned toward Ethan. Both wanted him. Varana moved first. Her body glowed with red lines flaring brighter than Ethan had ever seen. Her fangs dropped, her eyes burning silver red. She looked like a warrior who had fought 1,000 wars and refused to die in the Conde. 1,000 dash and dash first dot, she whispered to Ethan without looking back. When I say run, you run, no arguing. Ethan shook his head quickly. I'm not leaving you. You must, she said firmly. You do not understand what is happening to you. Then tell me. Verana didn't answer. She stepped forward and struck. Her claws slashed across the Void Hunter's chest. Sparks erupted like fireworks. The hunter staggered, but only for a moment. The prototype attacked next, lunging toward Ethan with monstrous hunger. Ethan dodged behind a fallen beam, the burning energy in his chest pulsing painfully. He could feel it spreading. His fingers tingled. His vision blurred. It was like his body was fighting itself. Verana knocked the prototype aside with a roar, sending it crashing into the bunker wall. Ethan, move! Her voice cracked like lightning. He ran because she told him to, not because he wanted to. His feet pounded the metal floor. The hallway ahead flickered with failing lights. Behind him, the two monsters clashed with Verana, their roars and metallic shrieks echoing like a nightmare symphony. Ethan turned back once, just once. He saw Verana pinned between them. Her scream tore through him. Verana! He sprinted toward her, but an explosion of dark energy knocked him back. He hit the wall hard. His vision swam. Through the smoke, the hunter stepped forward, its mirrored face reflecting Ethan's terrified expression. You cannot escape, hybrid. You are required. Ethan forced himself to stand. His hands glowed uncontrollably now, the red light burning through his veins. Stay away from me. The hunter raised its claw, but the prototype grabbed its leg from behind, snarling with insane rage. The two monsters tumbled together, slamming into a generator pipe. Electric sparks shot across the room. Verana crawled to Ethan's side, blood trailing behind her. You shouldn't have come back, she whispered. How could I leave you? Ethan said, pulling her up. Just tell me what's happening to me. Her cold fingers gripped his face gently. Her silver eyes softened, just for a moment. Your soul is melting into mine, she said. The bond we formed. It is changing you faster than I expected. Ethan's breath caught. So I am turning into something like you? No, she said softly. You are turning into something new. The floor vibrated as the prototype hurled the hunter across the room. The metal walls groaned, threatening to collapse. Ethan's knees weakened. His heartbeat irregular. His skin glowing faintly red. What happens if this transformation continues? Verana hesitated. He grabbed her wrist. Tell me the truth. She swallowed a rare moment of fear in her alien eyes. If the transition completes, Ethan, your human heart will stop. It cannot handle Vampirian energy. You will die. Ethan froze. So either I remove the energy, or it kills me? She nodded once. He whispered, and removing it means killing you, right? Verana looked away. Ethan felt the answer in her silence. The bond that was keeping her alive was the same bond killing him. But before either could speak again, crash. The Void Hunter rose from the rubble. Its armor cracked, but still lethal. The prototype lunged again, but this time the hunter anticipated the attack, slicing off one of its warped arms with a clean strike. Black blood exploded across the hallway. The prototype's scream rattled the walls. It swung wildly, but the hunter cut deeper, faster, driven by cold, mechanical precision. Ethan watched in horror. That thing's going to kill it. Verana whispered, let it. That creature is a mistake that should not have existed. But it was human once. Ethan said quietly. Yes, she replied. And that is why mercy is impossible. It suffers every second it breathes. The prototype slammed into the ground, wounded and enraged. The hunter raised its blade arm for the final strike. Verana, suddenly stiffened. She grabbed Ethan's hand. "We have to go. Now." "Why?" Ethan asked. Her eyes locked onto the prototype. "Because when Nightfall prototypes die, they explode." Ethan's blood ran cold. "How big of an explosion?" "Big enough to erase this bunker from existence." The hunter plunged its claws down the prototype, screeched. Its body began to swell, glowing with unstable energy. Virana didn't wait. She grabbed Ethan's arm and sprinted down the nearest corridor, dragging him by sheer force. "Run!" The bunker trembled violently. Behind them, the prototype's glow brightened, its veins turning white, its body cracking apart. Ethan looked back at the last second dot. The prototype's eyes met his dot. There was something human in them. Something broken. Something begging for an end dot, then dash B-O-O-O-O-O-O-O. The explosion ripped through the bunker like a hurricane of fire and energy. The walls shattered. Ceilings collapsed. Ethan and Virana were thrown forward as a storm of light swallowed everything behind them. The last thing Ethan heard before he blacked out was Virana screaming his name. The night felt different. The moon was pale, the air was cold, and the sky above Eric and Serafina looked strangely still, as if the stars were holding their breath. Eric walked beside Serafina as they moved deeper into the alien forest. The glowing trees hummed with energy, pulsing brighter with every step she took. It was as if the forest recognized her. It's lost princess returning home after centuries. But not everyone welcomed her. Shapes moved between the trees. Eyes glowed. Strange whispers followed them like invisible hands brushing their backs. Eric gripped the plasma rifle Serafina had given him. "Are these your people?" he asked. "No," Serafina said softly. "These are not my people. These shadows, they do not belong to anyone." A dark wind blew across the path, carrying the scent of metal and blood. Something was coming. A warning from the trees. The glowing branches above them suddenly dimmed, and the humming stopped. Serafina froze. "That is not good," she whispered. "What does it mean?" Eric asked. "It means the forest is afraid." A low growl spread through the trees, deep and ancient. The ground vibrated. Eric felt it through his boots, like a monster waking up under the soil. Serafina grabbed his arm. "We must keep moving. The Elder Council is close." They ran. Lights danced ahead, soft blue circles floating in the air like tiny moons. A stone structure appeared, carved into a cliff and shaped like wings. It looked ancient, powerful, and strangely alive. "This is it," Serafina said. "The Hall of Elders." But before they could reach it, a sharp scream tore through the forest. Not a human scream. Not an alien scream. Something else, something hungry. A monster born from a dying star. From the shadows, a creature stepped out. It was tall, taller than any tree around it. Its body was made of black metal bones and glowing red veins. Its face was a mask without eyes, only a tear-shaped slit glowing like molten lava. Eric whispered, "What? What is that?" Seraphine's voice trembled, even though she tried to stay strong. "A starburn wraith." The creature tilted its head, and the forest behind it died, plants turning gray, lights fading, soil cracking. "They were made during the last war," Serafina explained. "Created to hunt vampires." Created to hunt. The wraith opened its chest, revealing a core of swirling red energy. Every beat of that core sent a shockwave through the air. Eric raised his rifle. "It wants you?" "It wants the last royal blood," Serafina whispered. "It wants to finish what the war started." A fight they could not win. The wraith moved with terrifying speed. In 1 second, it was far. In the next second, it was behind them. Eric fired. The plasma shot hit the wraith's shoulder, but the creature barely reacted. Instead, it swung an arm made of sharp metallic claws. Serafina grabbed Eric and leaped aside just in time. "You cannot kill it," she warned. "Only the elders can." "Well, that's not great news." Eric shouted. The wraith roared. The sound shook the glowing trees so hard that some of them burst into sparks. Eric aimed again. The wraith lunged. Serafina pushed Eric behind a rock and faced the monster alone. Her body glowed with blue aura, her eyes turning silver. Royal blood awakening. For the first time, Eric saw her true power. Serafina raised her hands. Her aura expanded like wings of light. The wraith attacked. Light and shadow collided, shaking the forest. The ground cracked, trees snapped, the air burned from energy. But Serafina was weakening fast. Her blue light flickered. Eric's heart dropped. She can't hold it. The impossible decision. The wraith overpowered her and slammed her into a tree. Serafina collapsed, coughing blood. Eric ran to her. "Serafina, get up." She grabbed his hand weakly. "Eric, listen. You must run." "No, I'm not leaving you." "You must. If I die, my bloodline ends. If my bloodline ends, the universe falls into darkness." Eric shook his head stubbornly. "I don't care. I won't let you die." The wraith marched toward them. Every step cracked the ground. Every breath shook the air. Eric stepped in front of Serafina, shielding her with his own body, even though he knew he had no chance. But something inside him changed. A strange heat burned under his skin. His veins lit up faintly with blue. Seraphine's eyes widened. "Eric, your body. It's reacting to my blood." "What does that mean?" "It means you are becoming something new." The wraith raised its deadly claw. Eric's pulse exploded like a thunderstorm. Something awakened. Inside him, something alien. Something powerful. Something dangerous. And when the wraith attacked, Eric did not run. He roared back. Eric felt heat rushing through his body like fire and lightning combined. His vision blurred, then sharpened again, brighter than before. The world looked different. He could see every spark of energy inside the forest, even inside the monster. Serafina stared at him with shock and fear. "Eric, this is impossible," she whispered. Her royal vampire blood was inside him, but it wasn't killing him. It was awakening something inside him, something no human was ever meant to carry. The starborn wraith sensed the change too. Its molten red slit narrowed. It growled a deep, metallic sound. Then it charged. Awakening of a hybrid. Eric didn't think. His body moved on its own. The moment the wraith tried to strike, Eric vanished from its path, appearing behind it in a burst of blue light. He didn't even know how he moved that fast. Seraphine's voice trembled. "He is adapting to my blood, becoming a hybrid." Eric felt strength he never had before. His wounds closed. His breathing steadied. His vision glowed faintly blue. The wraith turned. Swinging its claw. Eric caught the strike with one hand. The impact shook the ground, but Eric held firm. The wraith tried again. Faster, harder, but Eric stopped every attack. His new strength was just beginning to rise. But Serafina knew the truth. Hybrids were forbidden. Hybrids were unstable. Hybrids could either save the universe or destroy it, and Eric had minutes before the transformation completed. The forest chooses. Its champion. The glowing trees brightened again, surrounding Eric and Serafina with blue light. The forest's ancient energy responded to Eric's presence, accepting him, choosing him. Serafina whispered, "The forest. It sees you as our protector." The wraith roared and opened its chest again, exposing its red core. A beam of destructive energy burst toward them. Eric stepped in front of Seraphina. The beam hit him directly. The forest exploded with light. Leaves turned to dust. Stones shattered. The ground cracked open. Seraphina screamed, "E-R-I-K." But when the dust cleared, Eric was still standing. He had absorbed the energy. Blue veins glowed under his skin, like starlight. Eric looked at his hands in disbelief. "What am I?" Seraphina stepped closer. "You are hope, or you are doom." The monster's final move, the Wraith realized it could not defeat him alone. So it changed strategies. It turned away from Eric and aimed straight at Seraphina. Eric's heart stopped. The Wraith charged not to kill her, but to pierce her core. To erase her bloodline forever. Seraphina accepted it. Her eyes closed. She whispered, "If my death keeps you alive, I accept it." "No." Eric roared. Blue flames erupted around him, pure, royal energy. He launched himself across the battlefield, faster than lightning. At the last second. Before the Wraith's claw touched Seraphine's heart, Eric slammed into the creature, breaking its metallic arm clean off. The Wraith staggered, screeching in anger. Eric didn't give it a chance to recover. He grabbed the creature by the throat and lifted it off the ground. Blue energy surged through his arm and into the Wraith's body. Cracks appeared along its chest. The red core flickered. Eric roared and drove his fist straight into the core. The Wraith exploded into red dust. Silence fell. Only Eric's faint blue glow lit the forest. The final choice. Seraphina ran to him. "Eric, you saved me." He smiled weakly. "Of course I did." But suddenly Eric fell to his knees. His breath grew heavy. His skin pulsed with unstable blue light. His heart hammered like a dying star. Seraphine's face filled with terror. "The hybrid energy. It's too powerful. Your body can't handle it." Eric groaned. "What do I do?" "You need balance," she said. "Royal blood and human heart. You need both to survive." She gently held his face. "I can give you stability," she whispered, "but it has a price." "What price?" "You will never be fully human again." Eric's eyes softened. "I already made my choice when I chose to save you." Seraphina leaned forward and pressed her forehead to his. Her hands glowed with ancient power. Blue light wrapped around Eric's body, calming the energy inside him, guiding it, shaping it. His veins stopped flickering wildly. His breathing steadied. His transformation completed. He wasn't human. He wasn't vampire. He wasn't alien. He was something new. Something impossible. Something powerful enough to challenge fate itself. A starborn hybrid. Her protector. New legend begins. The elders finally emerged from the ancient hall. Their glowing forms circled around Eric and Seraphina. One of them spoke with a deep, echoing voice. "The universe has not seen a hybrid for 10,000 years. Another said, "He is dangerous." A third said, "He is necessary." Seraphina held Eric's hand firmly. "He is with me." The elders looked at Eric, this strange new warrior with the power of royal blood and the courage of a human heart. And they spoke together. "A new era begins. The darkness will return. But now, we have a champion." Eric looked at Seraphina. She smiled softly. And in that moment, under a sky glowing with new light, a legend was born.